Hello, military and aerospace enthusiasts. Welcome to our channel, Deep Dive Defense. Over here we take a deep look from unusual angles, which may challenge your mind. So let's dive right in. Today's topic is the Raad surface-to-air missile system, often described as the hidden backbone of the IRGC Aerospace Forces Air Defense Division, and believed to be deployed among Iran's regional allies such as Hezbollah. While most attention is focused on high-end aerospace defense assets like the 3rd Khordad, the Raad surface-to-air missile system, despite receiving less publicity, is of great importance to the Aerospace Air Defense Division. During the early 2000s, amidst the threats from the Bush-era United States, the IRGC Aerospace Force, then known as the IRGC Air Force, faced a significant threat from U.S. air power being deployed against Iran. At that time, the only SAM system the IRGC Air Force possessed that could reach high altitudes and longer ranges was the HQ-2, based on the Soviet S-75 SA-2 surface-to-air missile system and its locally made variant, the Raad-1. These systems were highly static and inadequate in both capability and quantity to counter the advanced U.S. tactical air power of that era. It was during this challenging period that the late General Kazemi initiated the Beit-ol-Moghadis project, aimed at countering U.S. air power through asymmetric means. The goal was to effectively exploit vulnerabilities of conventional air power by using techniques beyond for what they were designed to be effective against. By the mid-2000s, the Beit-ol-Moghadis project was defined with a unique requirement: fully passive detection and engagement, with only the terminal phase, the last seconds of the engagement, permitting radio frequency emissions in the X-band. While various solutions were tested, it is believed that the Beit-ol-Moghadis project split into high-end and low-end solutions at some point. The high-end solution evolved into the Raad-2 medium-range surface-to-air missile system for the Aerospace Force, featuring new interceptors and radar systems. For the system that would later be named Raad, solutions available to Iran during that time period were sought. The missile chosen for the Raad system was a refurbished version of the Soviet SA-6, known in Iran as the SAM-6 Cub. Powered by a ramjet propulsion, it had a range of about 25 kilometers. Reports suggested that Iran reverse-engineered the missile with Chinese assistance and acquired old stocks from Russia and other foreign sources for refurbishment and modification within the country. This project may have been named Ter-1, potentially the ancestor of the important Ter family of surface-to-air missiles. Consequently, the SA-6 Cub became the missile of choice for the Raad system. A new truck-mounted triple launcher was specifically developed for the SA-6 missile, designed to be easily concealable among civilian vehicles. However, the original Soviet tracked launcher remained available for interim deployment phases of the Raad system. Before deployment, critical technological challenges had to be addressed. A fundamental requirement of the Raad system was an autonomous search and detection capability, enabling it to independently locate targets without relying on integrated air defense data from higher echelons. The solution involved integrating long-range thermal cameras, a technology efficiently mastered by the Chinese by the late 2000s. It is believed that Iran's urgency with the Raad project prompted collaboration with China, initially involving imports of Chinese-produced thermal cameras, with subsequent phases focusing on technology transfer. The Raad system's detection mechanism comprised an array of thermal imaging cameras capable of rotating 360 degrees, each angled to cover a specific elevation angle, collectively spanning an estimated 20 to 40 degrees of airspace. A computerized image recognition system processed data from a complete rotation, identifying objects emitting recognizable signatures in the infrared spectrum. It is speculated that a single Raad fire control system enabled engagement up to an altitude of 6 kilometers, while employing two systems extended coverage to 12 kilometers, aligning with the altitude range where U.S. tactical air power posed the greatest threat. The original Soviet SA-6 Cub, operating independently without additional support systems, was limited to engaging targets up to 7 kilometers altitude. This deficiency famously contributed to the vulnerability of Iraqi SA-6 Cub systems during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, when U.S. air power effectively neutralized them by flying above their effective engagement envelope. Something that came unexpected to the Iraqis, given the Cub's good performance against Iranian and Israeli fighter jets in previous wars. Thus, the Raad system gained the capability for passive detection of tactical air power at altitudes up to 12 kilometers through its thermal camera sensor array. Upon detecting a target, the turret would rotate toward it, and a higher resolution long-range thermal camera would lock onto the object, allowing for precise angular tracking in both azimuth and elevation. However, there remained a significant technical challenge to overcome. Without the use of a radar, the system lacked range information necessary for a robust engagement. To address this issue without employing a radar, the Raad system incorporated a unique component, a very long-range laser rangefinder. This device could determine distances of over 30 kilometers without emitting any radio frequency energy. Once this crucial component was in production, other necessary elements, such as the X-band continuous wave illuminator dish and transmitter antenna, were relatively straightforward to develop. These components would illuminate the target during the final seconds of the terminal phase, allowing the semi-active radar homing seeker of the SA-6 Cub missile interceptor to activate and lock on to the target. While the SA-6 Cub missile featured a built-in lock-on after-launch capability using a basic inertial measurement unit, it is believed that the refurbished missiles required modifications to facilitate this approach. A low-power missile uplink antenna was likely used to update the missile's course based on the target solution provided by the thermal infrared sensors. Although the exact deployment date of the Raad system is unknown, it first appeared publicly in 2014 during an IRGC Aerospace Force unveiling. It is believed that the Raad-1 variant entered service by the late 2000s, utilizing existing SA-6 Cub missile stocks to create the asymmetrical ambush system envisioned by late General Kazemi. To fully grasp the concept of a surface-to-air missile ambush, one must understand that a tactical air power strike package loaded with heavy weapons, such as bombs, would need to jettison its payload to become maneuverable enough for evasive maneuvers. Therefore, even a missed SAM attack could force the strike package to abort its mission and jettison its weapons, effectively neutralizing the operation. If a single fighter bomber in the strike package is hit, and the origin of the attack is unknown, the psychological impact on the unit would be severe and demoralizing. Thus, the ambush concept involves the SAM system concealing itself until ideal engagement conditions arise, striking quickly, and then relocating to set up a new ambush. Such an approach creates statistical uncertainty and risk, making previously secure areas vulnerable to sudden attacks. This tactic was later effectively employed by Ukrainian air defense against Russian tactical air power, using single Buk M1 Telar vehicles that activated upon receiving upper echelon data. Such data would mainly come from NATO electronic support measures detecting incoming Russian aircraft and drones and transmitting the information instantly via robust satellite communication systems like Starlink. The Raad system's capability surpasses this, as it can independently perform volume searches of the airspace without relying on external data, all while remaining electromagnetically passive. In practice, setting up an ambush required only 2 trucks, one with the fire control and detection systems, and the launch truck with 3 SA-6 Cub missiles. This asymmetrical ambush SAM system did not necessitate a larger battery structure with more missiles. The 3 missiles on a single launch truck are sufficient for a hit-and-run ambush engagement. A key reason why the Raad concept could be effective in Iran is the dry climate, which has very few rainy and cloudy days. This allows the low-cost thermal camera volume search system to operate efficiently and continuously with its low failure rate. With the production of the related Sayed-2 missile and its rocket motor starting in the early 2010s, the Raad-2 was developed. The goal of the Raad-2 was to extend the system's range from 25 kilometers to 50 kilometers by using the new Ter-2A missile, which employed the same advanced rocket booster developed for the Sayed-2 missile. A significant challenge for the system was creating a laser rangefinder with a range of more than 50 kilometers. The development of this rangefinder, along with advancements in thermal imaging detector technology, resulted in the improved Raad-2. Additionally, a more compact launch truck was designed for the Raad-2 for the Ter-2 missile, but the bulk of missiles remained the SA-6. The Raad role in the Aerospace Force's Air Defense Division remains crucial. Parameters such as available ready-to-launch missiles or simultaneous engagement capability are not priorities because of its ambush role. For the Aerospace Force, the Raad provides an asset that can be deployed very close to the front line in highly contested regions, even where air superiority is assumed to be established by the adversary. Thus, the Raad forms the first line of defense, and its low cost means it can be produced in high quantities and deployed across various regions of the country. For Iran's regional allies, the Raad system is also of greatest importance, especially for Lebanon's Hezbollah, which faces the full capacity of Israeli air power as a direct neighbor. In 2024, wreckages of Sayyad 2C missiles were found in Lebanon, launched against Israeli fighter jets. These were most likely launched by a Raad system. This capability gives Lebanon its first SAM system, able to hold Israeli air power at risk, even if they fly at high altitude to avoid being engaged. The system is also believed to be used by Yemen's Ansarallah, evidenced by the shootdowns of US MQ-9 Reaper drones and the wreckages of Ter 2C missiles, indicating its presence in Yemen. While the more widespread use of the third Khordad family and the Sayyad 2 systems has created a robust capability against US, Israeli, and regional tactical air power, the quantities fielded by Iran's opponents remain significant. Therefore, the Raad system continues to be the unknown true backbone of the IRGC Aerospace Force Air Defense Division. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video and like our work, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. We will try our best to answer your comments. Your support would be greatly appreciated and motivates to produce more content in the future. Thank you, and have a great day.